All right, kia ora everyone. I'm Mel from Toi Climate Community and here with Alicia Hall, who's also from Toi Climate Community and a founder of Millions of Mothers. And we're going to talk today about public participation in council meetings. So it's a super important time right now. The annual plan is about to come out, which is going to shape the way that Wellington gets built. Which could be awesome for social and environmental priorities and addressing some of the issues that have happened that have been kind of built in since forever, or it could be really bad and keep the bad stuff kind of being built in. So there is a council meeting on the 30th, so in just a few days, and I've just signed up to be a participant for the first time. I've never done that before. And I want to encourage everyone else to participate as well. And Alicia has done it before, and so we're calling up to see what it's like, pretty much. So do you want to talk about your experience of being in council public participation? How was it? What did you do?
Yeah, it was actually really nerve-wracking. So what did I do? I presented on the 30K streets, and I presented from the perspective as a parent and why I thought it was a good idea, because that's all you really need to do. It's just speaking from the heart, saying you either support the proposal or don't support because ABC. Yeah, and the councillors were very open, very friendly, asked some questions, and then I left. But I just felt really cool and really proud of myself for going along and having my say, because I think that's really important, because otherwise these decisions will be made without our input. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because the people who do have that engagement most of the time, I guess, are the businesses, or like maybe certain demographics that aren't very representative of everyone else and what they want. So you did it before lockdown, so it was different, I guess, because it was a physical kind of, yeah. How did you
Yeah.
What was the kind of thing that made you get involved? Like if you'd never done it before.
Exactly what you just said before. Demographics, they desperately need to hear more from youth and parents who, to be fair, are really busy, and so this is kind of the last thing that we think of doing. It's always on that to-do list, but we never get around to. But these decisions not only impact us, they impact our kids, and they impact their ability to move around. And I, more than anything, would love for my kids to have the same freedom that I did as a child. Like, my parents never drove me to school. We biked or walked. And just be able to go and take public transport with confidence, knowing that the buses are going to turn up when they say they're going to turn up. Yeah, and it's okay, I'm not going to lie, it was scary, because anything new that you do that's way out of your comfort zone is really scary. But at the same time, it was, yeah, like I said before, it's just a really, really cool feeling. And just the idea that, potentially, like I've had some feedback from councillors, your words can be the ones that the councillors need to hear to make the good decisions. They could be the ones that make a difference to the decisions that's being made. And yeah, so it's really good. And they're not scary people. They're just like you and me. They're just in there doing their job. And yeah, so they need us to let them know the direction that we want to. And I think voting them in, obviously, that sets a mandate. Hey, if you've voted in because you're a climate change councillor like Tamitha, or big on transport, or waste management, or things like that. But it's just adding the extra support and you know what, drowning out the people that want to keep business as usual. I think that's really important. Otherwise, things will just continue the same if we don't speak up on these platforms.
Awesome. Yeah, because it kind of feels a bit like you have to be a bit of a sort of policy expert, or you have to know your stuff really well, like down to a last detail. But it's not like that.
No, like there's policy nerds, and you can go down a rabbit hole. Like I've sort of thought, okay, I'll have a read on that, and then gone, whoa, had my mind blown. I had no idea. So, okay. I had no idea how influential council is, really, how many decisions they make about our day-to-day lives, all our services, our rubbish, our where our waste goes. Transport is obviously a big one, and even housing and what the housing looks like with resource management and energy and all those things. And so, yeah, I think it's really, really important to engage with local council, and they are very open to receiving that engagement.
Cool. So the best things to kind of talk about, because it's only 5 minutes, 5 minutes for individuals or 10 minutes for a group. So it's a short time, but the best things to talk about are just like the more general, like values-based stuff. Is it?
Yeah, so it's you just want to tell them what your worries are, so, or what you want to support. So for example, if so accessible streets, and there's innovating streets, so it's a big fund where, because when we go back to level 3 and then level 2, you know, social distancing is still going to happen, so they need to be able to put things in place on the streets that widen the paths and for cyclists and pedestrians, so that we can all move along safely and keep that 2 metre difference. So it's really important to go along to council and say, hey, I think this is a really good idea. What have you done? Like email your local councillor, and ask them what they're planning on doing to make sure that when we return to work, the streets, there's going to be enough space on the streets for everyone to walk on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So just as you said, speaking from the heart about what you want to see or what you don't want to see, and getting your voice in there amongst the rest to disrupt the status quo and make things better.
Yeah, because it's it really sucks that all this stuff is coming about now, all this funding's coming out, all like shovel-ready projects, but also the medium term, all the potential to build back better, do the things that we need to be doing, rather than, because we can't afford to wait anymore. Well, I don't think so anyway.
The potential right now is enormous, and the danger is enormous too. So now, if you've ever been thinking about getting engaged in local politics, this is the time. Cool. We'll leave it there. I guess keep it short. Thank you very much, Alicia. Do you want to say anything else?
No, that's it. And you don't have to go in front of them to submit either. There's lots of ways to engage on the website, and email them. There's an actual email address that you can email all the councillors at once if you just want to make a broad query.
Cool. I'll link that in a comment below, and with the exact details of how to get in there and how to get involved, and all the email addresses that you need.
Yep.
Cool. No excuses. We can all get into it. And
no.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your wet, windy Wellington day while we're all in onesies. Cool. All right. Ka kite.
Awesome.